Rovers. Galore Rovers on his debut, number 22, Zach Gilson.
We've got to do, haven't we? In this area, there's so many big clubs. You know, you've got to kind of say to them, come here. Well, yeah, you've got to kind of say to the players, we're Category 1 academy. Well, you get a chance. You won't get. When you think about this defence, they'll never play it in their life, will they? They'll never play with each other before in their life. Wait till the football.
2004 Rovers, number 14, 9 minutes.
Alan, welcome to Ewood. You've got an opportunity to play on this pitch in a couple of weeks' time. How much are you looking forward to the start of the season and the opportunity for...
Good goal, that! To avoid Bud's position, he's using the holder, isn't it? He's done well there. Pickering and Iron. See the game out.
26 Sam Barnes are 3 Arabic and 5 Don Hire.
He wants to make sure he's in the game, doesn't he?
By the name of John Buckley.
21, John Buckley.
Goes by the name of John Buckley. John Buckley. Goes by the name of John Buckley. So I ask, who is he? Goes by the name of John Buckley. John Buckley. John Buckley. Goes by the name of John Buckley.
Oh, 19-year-old. Scored one on Saturday, but could have had hat-trick. It's coming handy because we definitely need a striker. Back to the camera, lads. Emerged. What we needed. What a corner we do. be great edges tonight. Bit of a journey.
Nice. Good.
Well, they said what he said. They didn't know anybody anyway. But Waitsy just got rid of it. Because Waitsy, that's work that he was doing in the building. Waitsy just got rid of it. So like, they met six people going so hard.
Usually placing number 22, Zach Gilson, 23, Anna Wharton, 6, Sonia Transfer, and 18, Galore Campbell.
Well, Rovers 4, Walsall 3. Rovers put out somewhat of a B team tonight, you would say, and managed to just about do the business in not exactly, easy fashion. Did it the Rovers way, I suppose. Walsall go 1-0 up straight away, instant response 1-1. Make it 2-1 to Walsall straight away, instant response 2-2. What's so good to see from this side after last season when, we only got 6 points the entire season from losing positions. And I know this is obviously League 2 opposition, but we did have a team out there tonight that wasn't Championship standard by any means. It would probably on paper be a League 1 team. With obviously a lot of kids chucked in there tonight. But the mentality shift from last season to go a goal down and instantly come back was great to see. Go on to make it 4-2 and the game is over really at that point. Walsall get another goal, pull one back, but with Hyam and Pickering being brought on, and then after that Sondre being brought on to shoring up the defence and the midfield, it looked like the writing was on the wall really. I thought it was a good game. I thought, Walsall didn't threaten much, but when they did, to be fair to them, they were clinical. I think the goalkeeper did struggle a bit. Hilton, I'm not sure why Easton wasn't in between the sticks. I would have thought he'd have been preferred to Hilton, but I know Easton's only a small goalkeeper. Maybe JDT prefers Hilton, who did look big in between the sticks, but only really pulled off one noteworthy save on the night. Managed to parry a good shot from the right side. Did end up parrying it to a Walsall player, but he blazed it over the bar. But the other, other than that save, he kind of made the saves he needed to and should have saved, and let in, unfortunately, the 3 goals. But I thought we had a decent game tonight. I think there was some poor performances, to be honest. I don't think Barnes looked great at the back for me. I don't think Batty impressed me that much either tonight. Scott Wharton had a Scott Wharton game, steady, but nothing too impressive. Britton impressed me again. Some really good balls, was beating men, and just such a good second choice, isn't he? And really, he shouldn't be second choice. He's that good. Does pose the question whether we should move Rankin Costello into midfield to accommodate with Britton playing at right back, because he proved when he come on the other day against West Brom he's a quality player at this level, and proved today that he can definitely run the show from right back. Adam Wharton played some really good slick passes again, but still doesn't look 100% fit to me. There were a couple times again where he's giving away the ball, and that's just so unlike him from what I saw against Burnley at home last season, where he had an absolutely flawless game. I suppose we can't expect him to be flawless every single game, but I just hope he can get back up to full match fitness soon and be starting league games, because he just has that quality you cannot teach, and if we want to make playoffs this season, he's going to be one of the reasons why. John Buckley in particular, I think, had a really poor game today, and maybe a goal will gloss over that somewhat, but one of my mates just said it at this point, you know what, it's been 4 years of senior football for John Buckley now, 4 or 5 years. He should be running a game like this against Walsall. It shouldn't be Adam Wharton making those sublime passes and really dictating the play. It should be John Buckley. But yeah, just it didn't look like he wanted to be there. And playing like that, he will not get a sniff at the first team unless an injury occurs. There's not a chance he gets in over Adam Wharton, Travis, Sondre, even Garrett for me. From what I've seen tonight, to be honest, I think Garrett had a good game, played further forward than usual, usually more in that Travis role with that scouse grit that he also possesses like Travis, but a more advanced role tonight, and he didn't look out of place there. I thought he had a good game and took his goal really well. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with John Buckley, and he might be one that gets moved on next summer, to be honest, if he has another lacklustre season, because he's not really had a season yet where he's set the league alight or, you know, really shown us what he can do. You know, a lot of time under Mowbray were played out of position, to be fair, whether that be at false nine or whatnot. He is more of a deep lying midfielder like an Adam Wharton, not a defensive midfielder, but someone who should dictate the play. But I just don't see room for him in this squad right now with some of the talent we've coming through who are just surpassing him really at this point. Gillinson or Jalson or however you say his name had a absolute belter of the game and well-deserved man of the match. Took Diaz's 22 shirt and has proved that he could be the next Diaz, I suppose. Good for him to get off the mark with a goal and looked really exciting. Some great passes, taking on men, not afraid to have a go at goal. Yeah, I liked him a lot tonight, and I can definitely see a player in there. Apparently from the youth teams of Barcelona and Liverpool, what shows the type of pedigree he has. Thought he was actually Spanish because of the Barcelona academy, but apparently he's Australian. So yeah, maybe have a really good Aussie on our hands potentially. Ennis got himself a goal. Other than that, didn't do too much, but looked all right. Didn't do anything bad either, but I think he struggled to get into the game really. But he got his goal. You can't really ask much more than a striker from a striker than that. And Hedges, probably one of the more poorer performances really from the team. You know, when you're looking at that lineup, you should be expecting Hedges and Buckley to be taking the chances in these games and really pushing for a first team spot. But neither of them today did. And I would say that Jowson should definitely be playing over Hedges off what I've seen today. Potentially even Dolan, to be honest. I think he had a much better game than Dolan did against West Brom, although it is different levels of opposition, but he should definitely be ahead of Hedges from what I've seen today. Hedges just so wasteful really playing on that side. You know, one time in particular, the counter-attacking opportunity we had, and he's on his right foot, and inevitably he cuts back because he is just so one-footed, and it's starting to look like a poor bit of business. I mean, I know we didn't pay much for him, as he only had 6 months left at Aberdeen, was it? But I mean, he has no resale, he has no sell-on value. He's late 20s, nearly 30 in a year or two, and yeah, just such a one-footed player. And other than the start of last season where he got a fair few assists, started the season really well, the first 5-10 games or so, he's not really done anything of note since in the, you know, over year and a half he's been with us now. And obviously made the absolutely horrendous mistake at his age of Preston North End away last year, what did cost us the playoffs. But yeah, I think we'll see who we get obviously in the next round. It's nice that we're progressing again in this cup as we did last year. Didn't put as strong a side out this year as we did last year. Was quite a 50-50 squad of young players and first teamers last time. But you know, we did put our B team out tonight and they managed to do the business. But it'd be nice to have another cup run again. It would be nice to have another FA Cup run. don't particularly have the squad for it. But it's much nicer to have these cup runs that can bring some momentum to the club. Whereas under Mowbray, it was constantly out at the first rounds, weren't it, or the third rounds in the FA Cup. But yeah, I guess we'll see who we get. Decent win tonight. Good to see some of the young lads, and I hope Jowson can get his chance potentially against Rotherham on Saturday off the bench.